For most of human history, intelligence was something only living beings possessed, a spark of consciousness in a biological brain. But in the last 70 years, we created a new kind of mind, one made of silicon, mathematics, and code. This is the story of artificial intelligence, how it began, how it evolved, and how it is transforming our world right now. It all started with a simple question. In 1950, the brilliant mathematician Alan Turing published a paper titled Computing Machinery and Intelligence. In it, he asked, "Can machines think?" To answer this, he proposed what we now call the Turing test, a game where a human judge tries to tell the difference between a person and a computer just by talking to them. If the judge can tell them apart, the machine is considered intelligent. This idea would shape the entire field of AI for decades to come. Then, in the summer of 1956, a small group of researchers gathered for a workshop at Dartmouth College. They were computer scientists, mathematicians, and cognitive psychologists. And it was here that they officially coined the term artificial intelligence. They were incredibly optimistic. One of them, Herbert Simon, predicted that within 20 years, machines would be capable of doing any work a man can do. They believed they could solve intelligence in a single generation. They were wrong, of course. But they were also the spark that ignited everything. This early era of AI, from the 1960s to the 1980s, was the age of symbolic AI. The approach was straightforward. Intelligence is about logic and rules. If we could just write enough rules, we could create a thinking machine. Researchers built systems that were genuinely impressive for their time. Programs that could solve complex algebra problems, play a decent game of checkers, and even prove mathematical theorems. Governments, especially in the US and UK, saw the potential and invested heavily. For a moment it seemed like AI was unstoppable, on a clear path to human-level intelligence. But there was a fundamental problem. These systems could follow rules, but they couldn't truly understand the world. They had no common sense. A program could solve a difficult logic puzzle but wouldn't know that you put a whale in a teacup. The real world is messy, unpredictable, and full of exceptions that are impossible to capture with simple if-then statements. As the progress slowed and the grand promises failed to materialize, a sense of disillusionment set in. By the late 1970s, government funding dried up. The first AI winter began, and many research labs were shut down. Just as the field seemed to be freezing over, a new idea started to gain traction in the 1980s, one inspired by the human brain itself: neural networks. These were networks of artificial neurons that could learn from data. A breakthrough algorithm called backpropagation changed everything. For the first time, these networks could learn from their mistakes, adjusting their internal connections to get better and better at a task. It was a revolutionary concept, mimicking the way we learn. However, the hardware of the time just wasn't ready. Computers were far too slow to train these complex networks, and there wasn't enough digital data to feed them. The idea was brilliant, but the technology lagged behind. As the 90s rolled on, AI began to fade from the public eye once again, entering a second, quieter winter. And then the internet arrived. Suddenly, the world was flooded with data. Billions of images, videos, articles, and conversations were now online. The missing ingredient data was finally available in abundance. AI had everything it needed to learn about our world, except for tratamento power. That all changed in the 2010s, thanks to the deep learning revolution. Two things happened. First, computer hardware, especially graphics processing units, or GPUs, became incredibly powerful. They were perfect for the parallel computations needed by neural networks. Second, in 2012, a neural network named AlexNet competed in a major image recognition contest. It didn't just win, it annihilated the competition. AlexNet's performance was so far beyond the state-of-the-art that it shocked the entire scientific community. Deep learning wasn't just a theory anymore. It was practically superior to any human-designed system. The floodgates opened. AI exploded into the mainstream. We saw the rise of self-driving car research, voice assistants like Siri and Alexa that could understand our commands, and real-time language translation. AI started revolutionizing medical imaging, detecting diseases more accurately than human radiologists. Robotics took a giant leap forward. Billions of dollars poured into AI startups and research labs. Then, between 2018 and 2020, another seismic shift occurred with the arrival of large language models. Models with names like GPT, BERT, and the transformer architecture that powered them. For the first time, AI could not only understand language, but generate it. It could read, summarize, translate, and write coherent text. It could even create. The second AI revolution had truly begun. This brings us to today, the age of generative AI. Since 2020, AI has transformed from a tool that analyzes data into a creator in its own right. It writes essays, composes music, solves complex scientific problems, and generates breathtaking art from a simple text prompt. It's now integrated into search engines, running parts of businesses, and assisting millions of people with gig-ish daily tasks. We have built something that can think not in the same way we do, but in its own powerful, alien way. So, what comes next? The future of AI is a canvas of both incredible promise and profound questions. No one knows for sure what will happen. Some experts envision a future of unimaginable abundance, where AI solves our biggest problems, from disease to climate change. Others fear a world of increased control, job displacement, and risks we don't yet fully understand. But one thing is certain. Artificial intelligence is no longer the stuff of science fiction. It is a fundamental force shaping our economy, our culture, and our very understanding of what it means to be human. This has been the history of artificial intelligence from 1950 to today. It's a story that is still being written, moment by moment, and breakthrough by breakthrough. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey fascinating, be sure to subscribe for more stories about the technology that is shaping our future.